Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Liz and I am so happy that you are here. The world is a little bit crazy right now, so how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I thought I would hop on here and do a little story time in case you're looking for some entertainment right now. I do post some like fitness content on here. I am super passionate about powerlifting, but I do kind of want to share my story, how that evolved, how I got to where I am now. Also, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so below. And I'll also put my other links if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Poshmark closet, get in touch with my powerlifting coach, stuff like that, discount codes, all be linked down below. Now, I do need to start at the very beginning for this video to kind of give you an idea of who I am as an athlete. And I hope this is kind of entertaining for you, where you kind of learn a little bit more about myself through this. But yeah, let's get started. So when I was very little, I was doing like soccer, dance, gymnastics, basketball, lots of different sports. My family is a very active family. And I remember I was taking swim lessons when I was little. I always really loved the pool, being outside, swimming, doing my thing. And I was always really sad at the end of summer because it meant I wasn't able to swim until next summer. And my swim instructor was like, "That's not true. You could join a swim team and swim me around." And I was like, yes, that sounds amazing. I was 9 years old. I joined a very small team. I lived on a military base because my dad was a Marine. There were a couple other people my age, I think, but I mean, I had fun. I made some friends, but I wasn't there too long because I did end up moving to North Carolina. And I joined another small team on another military base, and there it was very similar, and I got a little bit better. You know, I had stuck with it. Now this was my second year swimming. I started doing more meets, and my love for the sport just continued to grow, basically. Like every time we moved, I had to find a team. I wanted to continue swimming. My parents offered like, "Do you want to go back to gymnastics? Do you want to try a different sport?" And I was like, nope, I want to spend my time swimming. I love this. So they're like, awesome. And then when we moved to Wisconsin, I joined a very big team. Very well established, very well run. I started getting better coaching. Being surrounded by others who were very similar to me helped me improve a lot faster. I continued to just love the sport because I was getting better. And I think it was around this time, I can remember my parents, like literally when they would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I was like, I'm going to be an Olympic swimmer. And I was so confident that that's what I was gonna do. Even though I was definitely nowhere near the best on my team. I was very like average. And then the way my club team worked was a lot of people on my club team went to my high school as well, because the head coach of my club team was the head coach of my high school swim team. So our high school team was very dominant. I made the state championship team my sophomore year. I didn't make it my freshman year, but that motivated me. I worked really hard. I made it my sophomore year. It was awesome. I don't think I scored any points at states though. But yeah, I could feel myself getting better, more confident in this sport. I was like, wow. In high school, that was around the time I started weight training as well. It was never a big focus. It was always like to supplement my swimming. Around this time is also when I remember being aware of my weight. I don't want you to think that a certain weight is like good or bad. This is just kind of to show you how much I was fluctuating along this journey. But I mean, I was in a swimsuit all the time, so I was aware of how I looked. And I was heartbroken when I found out I would be moving back to Virginia. Not the same area though, my junior year of high school. And that's just a really hard time for anybody to pick up and move to another place. So I took it really hard, and I did join another small team. Swimming at my high school was kind of a joke, and it just wasn't what I was used to. And at this time I was still working out in the weight room. I would also go to like some boot camps, like station training, group fitness sort of stuff with my mom on weekends, and that was fun. I really liked that. I started putting on a little bit more muscle around this time. I think I was around like 125, 130 pounds. So because I had grown up on small teams, I did gravitate towards a small college. I went to a very, very small D3 school in Southwestern Virginia, Emory and Henry, and it was kind of similar to my Virginia high school experience. If you had done any sort of swimming before college, you made finals at conference. So it was just, I felt like I needed to be pushed more, basically. And I think I was just pretty unhappy. And I do remember also being very aware of my weight in college. I was really afraid of the freshman 15 because you hear everyone talk about freshman 15, you don't want to gain that. So on top of the swimming that I was doing and the here and there weight room workouts, I remember doing extra cardio. I would like go on the elliptical for like 2 hours at a time. I remember just thinking I was never small enough, and I do think I maintained around the same weight, like 125, 130, even though I shouldn't have been, because I was getting faster and stronger. I should have been putting on more muscle, but I think the amount of cardio I was doing to stay thin, not gain that weight, was really unhealthy, and it did kind of hinder my swimming performance too. So then, because I was craving that like bigger team experience, I think I kind of wanted something closer to what I had in Wisconsin. And that school, Emory and Henry, it's what I thought I wanted, but it wasn't for me. So I transferred to George Mason University, which was an amazing fit. It's a D1 school. I loved my experience there. I loved the team. I loved swimming, the practices. We were doing like 20 hours a week, and we were doing full-on structured weight room workouts 3 times a week, and I was just so tired all the time. I was so hungry all the time because of how hard I was working, and thank God I was like eating. I think I was too tired. I didn't even care about like the whole like gaining weight freshman 15 because it was fueling my workouts. So I remember some of my like pre-workout meals would be like going to Einstein's and getting a pizza bagel, and then another bagel and cream cheese, and a muffin and a smoothie, and I would eat it all before practice. And I think I weighed about 140, and I didn't really care because I was a lot stronger. I was working a lot harder. I thrived in this environment of structure. Practice, class, practice, go home and eat, do it all again in the morning. Like, I loved it. And at George Mason, I also worked at my university's gym. I loved being surrounded by fitness and working out all the time. And sophomore year, the team was so big that we did not take everybody to conference. We had, I think, like 26 girls, 26 guys, but they could only take 18 of each to go to conference. I did not make the cut that year. I was first alternate, which crushed me, but it made me that much more motivated going back junior year. I worked really hard at it, and I made top 16 at conference my junior year, and then going back my senior year, I ended up making top 8, so the A final my senior year in the 200 fly. So I was really proud of that. So that was the end of my swimming career. I did the 4 years of NCAA eligibility, but because I had transferred, I still had another semester of school. I had my student teaching for health and physical education in the fall, and honestly, I like lost my identity. I had been a swimmer, surrounded by swimmers for 13 years. And I did kind of keep working out. I love fitness and being active, so I would like do running, biking, I would do some weightlifting here and there. But by the end of that summer, when I went back to school for my student teaching, I did want to be involved in something. I thought about maybe doing like bikini or bodybuilding sort of stuff, but I didn't think that a sport that judged me based on how I looked would be the healthiest for me, just based on like my past experiences and stuff with being so fixated on the scale and how I looked. I wanted something that could kind of like push me to be strong. So I had some friends at the gym that I worked at. They also worked there, and they were like, Liz, you should come join the Mason powerlifting team. And it was a club team, so I was able to join it because I was technically still a student. So that was really cool. And they taught me everything I needed to know to get me prepped for my first meet at the end of the semester. And I found that powerlifting transferred really well. It's an individual sport. You're really working towards your own PRs. And I already had some experience in the weight room, and I liked it. I found that I was like kind of good at it. Having developed a stronger upper body from swimming, like my bench press kind of took off once I learned the technique, and it was just fun. I'm very grateful for all of my friends on the Mason powerlifting team who taught me the basic foundation to get me ready for that meet. But at the end of that semester, because I was also student teaching and tired and working, and that fall semester was exhausting. So I was eating a lot. I wasn't working out that much. I was only able to make it to Sunday practices, I think. And then the other days I was kind of like working out here and there when I could squeeze it in. And yeah, by the end of the semester, which was around when I competed, I think I was around like 170, 175 pounds. And like, not that any weight is bad, and I don't think I necessarily looked bad here. I knew I could be better at powerlifting if I competed in a lower weight class. That was the only meet I ever competed in the 83 kilo weight class. And I just didn't feel good. I felt like sluggish. I didn't have any energy. And I knew I wasn't living like a healthy lifestyle, and being a health and physical education teacher, I definitely wanted to. So that spring, I started taking powerlifting very seriously, and I continued working with Coach Josiah, who I did meet on the Mason powerlifting team, and I have been with him ever since. For the next meet in the summer, I got down to the 72 kilo weight class, which is around like 158 pounds, which I think is ideal for my body personally, that I feel strong at that weight. I don't walk around at 158 all the time. I'm between like 160, 165-ish. But yeah, I just feel good. I feel strong. Ever since that point, my weight hasn't really fluctuated that much, but my strength has definitely gone up. My technique has gone up over the past, what's it been? It's been like 3 years now I've been competing. And I think over the past 2-ish years since then is the first time I haven't been like fixated on my weight or what I look like even. Like I haven't been working out to attain a certain look or a certain weight. I want to be like as strong as possible. So I think now I can finally like consider myself a true athlete. I want to perform the best, and I don't really care what I weigh. I don't really care what I look at. I just want to be strong. And I thank powerlifting so much for getting me to that point. I have absolutely fallen in love with this sport. I've only competed in USAPL, and I do hope to pick another meet soon, but who knows with what's going on in the world right now when I'll be able to even like get back in a gym, let alone pick a meet to compete at. And I do still swim. I think I'll always love swimming. I think it would kind of make me sad if I did start competing in masters or something, knowing that I'll like never be as fast as I was. And I mean, some people don't care about that. They just swim because they love to swim. And maybe I'll do that one day. I'm not really sure. All right, so I know this was kind of a long talky video, but give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Please stay safe out there, everybody, and I will see you in my next video.